Hello everyone, Keith Hoover here, founder and CEO of Dashpoint Analytics. I'm here with you today to show you yet another dashboard that just released recently called the 24-hour report. I've been working in the industry of skilled nursing facilities for the last 18 years, and one thing that seems common across all of them is they always have a morning, it could be called stand up or resident review or something like that. I know the organization I used to work with when I first started, it was a stand up meeting that lasted a few minutes. And then over the years, people started wheeling in paper charts, and soon it became a sit down meeting. And now, with infection control and COVID-19, it's turned into sometimes a virtual meeting over Zoom. But essentially, the dashboard we have today, a client of ours wanted to solve the issue of having to comb through various sections of their EMR to find information related to the last 24 hours, and give an overall view of each unit and where the residents stand. So without further ado, let me go ahead and show you that dashboard. Again, just a quick plug at any time. If you haven't tried already, you can go down to demo.dashpointanalytics.com. And if you haven't created an account, just click this create account down here at the bottom, fill in your name and information, and hit the get demo, and it will email you a temporary password, and you can try all of our dashboards. We have dashboards across clinical operations, financial, marketing, you name it. We try and do dashboards to really solve what post-acute providers are dealing with. So let me go ahead and sign in as our test user here, and we'll bring up the 24-hour report. And let me click this over here. Now again, this dashboard is a little different than typical data analytics dashboards in the sense that it's very sort of details focused. It's not dealing with data as much in aggregate and giving you averages and all that. It's more focused on quickly getting the information you need when you need it. So the idea being here, at the stand-up or resident review, the group can get together, review the last number of days of notes and other key clinical areas, and move on with their day. So the first thing I'm going to point out is up here at the top, we've got each of the households or floors. These are essentially toggles. I can quickly turn them on or off to filter the list below. You can even go into individual residents. If you're only looking at one individual, feel free to set that filter. And then there's additional filters down below. So right now we're dealing with clinical notes, and essentially you're going to have your EMR's default note types. I can click and only choose nursing notes, for example, and the list below filters accordingly. I can search by keyword, and it's going to filter that list for any instances of that keyword. I can only pull in the last day, and it will pull in the last 24 hours. And I can also go by the tags related to those notes. So quickly, you can review the notes in the last few times. If you want to export, you have that option. And hit an export data, it will drop it out to Excel or something if you need to do further data manipulation. But let me go ahead and switch this back, turn on some of the other notes, and we'll move on. I'm going to go pretty fast here. The other areas that often are reviewed during these stand-up meetings are new or changed medications. And so what we have here, again, with the same filter, I can just go back to the last day. No new meds in the last day. I'll go back to 7, so you have something here. But again, same filters that carry over. I can choose my order status. I can choose my drug types. Maybe I only want opioids, and there you go. They're highlighted. Hypnotics, antipsychotics, antidepressants, antibiotics, or anti-anxiety. Again, I can keyword search, and I can go by drug classification. Held admins. This would be sometimes you want to know what medications did not actually get given during your med pass. And so this gives you a list based upon the last 24 hours of any meds that got held and by what type. We have a number of them up here: discontinued, held as a clinical measure, incomplete, so on and so forth. So I can essentially toggle these on and off and see why a particular order was not given, and go from there. Pain. Pain's another one that we like to review daily. This screen is essentially filtering by any resident in the last 7 days who had some indication of pain, whether it be a PRN pain medication administration, whether it be some sort of assessment that indicates pain index. Anywhere in the chart that indicates the pain index will show up here, and you have a trailing history of their maximum during that day, as well as the average during that day. On this chart, you can see the individual indications here in this visualization, and I can see the any pain relievers or opioids that are being used down here that that particular resident has. So again, I can click through. Maybe I'm not so concerned about those with mild pain. I only want moderate and severe. I toggle that off, and you see the list filters accordingly. Um, Falls would be anyone that has had a fall based upon either nurse's notes or a fall assessment. And again, I have my filter. I can go back, say 30 days, and it's going to give me 30. These would be new falls in that period of time and any documentation related to that. So I can see Karina Robertson had a fall on the 21st. Wounds, sort of similar to falls in the sense that it's going to go and look through your wound sheets. Let me give it a little further back so we see some. It's going to give me the wound, when it occurred, how long it took, whether it's healed or not, its progression. I can say I only want pressure. There's just my pressure ulcers, or any other wound type you might be dealing with. Behaviors. Behaviors is the same situation. You can see based upon the point of care, anyone who's documenting behaviors or mood symptoms, it's going to give what behaviors there were, the impact, interventions that occurred, and or they altered, etc. So you can keep track of if there's an increase in mood and behaviors. Bowel protocol, I know this is a big one in skilled nursing facilities. This will give essentially 6 to 8 shifts without a medium or larger BM, 9 to 11 and 12 or more. Again, this could be configured to your own bowel protocol, whatever your facility wants. And then down below is the actual laxative administrations that have happened in the past, in case you're curious who has received laxatives recently. So, and the last one we have here is fluids. This is the facility we were working with was concerned about residents who aren't getting their 1,200 milliliters of fluids per day. And this monitors the touchscreen as well as any orders that might incorporate fluid intake. And then they can quickly see daily how many folks are getting their fluids. As you can see, this facility either must have a issue with tracking the documentation, or the residents are really need to drink more water. So that's the situation. So that's a quick review. There's obviously about, what is it here, maybe 8 different areas. Again, we can add additional areas based upon your needs. That's what our focus here at DashPoint is to focus on your facility's particular pressure points and what you need to address. But this gives you an idea of what we can do to help out those frontline clinicians and their daily routine. And hopefully this helps with stand up a resident review. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me directly at keith@dashpointanalytics.com. Check our website out at www.dashpointanalytics.com or try out our demo at demo.dashanalytics.com. Great, and have a good day, and hope to talk to you soon. Thanks.